Before even entering geometry, you've been learning geometry skills since preschool. And we need to be able to know those basic parts of geometry, the basic parts, points, segments, rays, lines, before entering into our high school geometry class. And so we're going to do a very light review of some of the rules and how we look at a diagram and how do we know what's a segment, a ray, and a line. Let's take a look. The direction says determine the segments, rays, and lines from the diagram. A segment is a line that has two endpoints. There's no arrows that are extending on either end. It's just truly a set of points that make a line, but it's a segment, and so it ends with an endpoint to an endpoint. Here, I only see one exact segment, only one point from two letters that start at an endpoint and end at that endpoint, and don't have an arrow extending in the direction. Here, I see that from point A to point C, I have a segment, and segment uses a bar notation above it. So I would read this as segment AC. Now, I could also say that there is segment BC, but that would mean that I would start at this point and end exactly at this point, although I see that it is extended through. So you can say that there is a segment BC, but you have to stop there. Same thing with segment CD. You could say from this point, point C to point D, that you're talking about just that segment. But if I wanted to look at this diagram overall and just look at what is only from point to point, it would be segment AC. Array is a line segment. However, on one end of the segment, it does extend with an arrow. Now, I don't see A to C extending with an arrow, but I do see from point B to point C that it is extending through point C with that arrow, showing that it's going to continue indefinitely forever. I would be able to say that I see ray BC. Lines have arrows extending in both directions to show that it's extending on forever and ever and ever. There's no end point to it. On a line, we need 2 points. Okay, you need 2 points to make a line. And it doesn't matter what order I list these letters. So for example, I see I have point A and point B on the same line. And so I can call this line AB. I can also call this line BA. Okay. The other line that I see has points C and D on them. It's this entire line here with arrows extending in both directions. I can call that line CD or I can call it line DC. They mean the same thing. The next part we're going to talk about are statements, and it says determine whether each statement is true or false. First one, two lines can intersect at exactly one point. Can two lines intersect? Absolutely. And if they intersect, how many points do they intersect at? It's only one. So that is true. Two lines can intersect at exactly 2 points. If I have two lines that are intersecting, they will only ever intersect at exactly 1 point. There's no way that this line is going to curve around and it's not a line anymore and intersect it again. So that would be false. There are an infinite number of points on a line. So we just talked about a line, how it extends indefinitely forever and ever in both directions. Lines are made up of points, an infinite number of points. So that one is true. A ray has an arrow at one end. So a ray is like a line segment that has an endpoint, but a segment has two endpoints. A ray has an endpoint and then an arrow extending in that direction. Very good. So that is true. A segment and a line are identical. A segment has two endpoints, a start and a beginning, but a line extends forever in both directions. So are they identical? Absolutely not. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.